held spell to sending Lady Daimura. They went and retrieved that and shut off the sending to let her know that Elgara and Ace were both in danger and that she should come back to Elgara to lend her assistance. That went off successfully, and the response they got was just asking if opening, the dwarves started getting a collective ominous feeling, and their productivity dropped. But after I believe it was 10 days or so, the portal ended up completing, and Lady Demura ended up stepping through.
10 additional days, 11 days total.
Okay. Eventually, they ended, after a brief recap of what was going on, they ended up going into Elgara and going to the beam of light where Ace was at the time. Lady Daimura approached and, after a few moments, disappeared completely with Ace, and time started flowing in Elgara again. With that happening, the beam of light ended up took, we assume. They took the ship down into the center of the city so they could get a closer look, and Lady Daimura was there, but Ace was gone, and no one could remember him. So, mission was successful. Lady Daimura received, which was exactly what she was looking for to complete her goal. In exchange for that, she agreed to lead Elgara. And then Sabo and Nilvarius were deciding on whether their work there was done or not. But a job half done did not feel nearly as satisfying, so they decided to as a potential way to warp the ship if used correctly and creatively enough. While that was going on, Nia was dealing with her child's depression and had decided that instead of giving the angels permission to take her child on a quest with Eldar Hagri, who did agree to help Nia in that regard. And while all of that was going down, Kevin was building up the town of Urg, kind of generalizing it, making it a little more generally useful to the people of the town. But unfortunately, that was interrupted partway through when a army of around 400 demons decided to start invading.
Both showed up.
Oh yes,
Turned themselves into a box, and is holding everyone who figures it out hostage so far.
Yes.
Okay.
And
So.
Okay.
And a little child.
Okay.
Once the demons see you're awake, one kneels over you and says, "Do you understand me?"
Do I understand them?
Seems to be in a language you understand.
Then yes, I do.
I don't know, I like.
I mean, it works.
You gave us too much trouble. We're done with that. Do you understand?
I guess.
Good.
I guess being bound in chains? I'll probably just fiddle with the chains to see how many of them are actually restraining me and how many of them are just placed on top of me, but I'm not going to try to leave.
Seems like there's about 6 restraining you and there's about 20 just laying on top of you. The demons get a message from another demon. They're all brought outside. There's some sort of conversation going on outside. And then you see Leuven walk in.
Okay. And what are those options?
Option 1, get on the ship in the pier and go to the Angels. Option 2, come with me.
Come with me if you want to live.
What did you do?
Nothing I can tell you without it biting me in the ass.
All right. Oh, we'll give it a go. I will try exactly that.
Deception.
Of course you are.
Deception followed by performance as your 2 highest options.
So my freedom does not include what you have taken from me that you probably can't use yourself.
We're not giving you your armor back. You were a bastard in it. Less of one without it. Take your ass, get out of town.
That doesn't seem very fair.
Don't make me eat the child.
I haven't tried to escape. Why would you eat the child? You hungry?
Yes.
Technically, I don't even need your hand, but okay.
Get out of here.
Okay, fine. Go hungry, I guess. Kevin will turn around to walk away.
Okay, Kevin, where are you going?
Well, we'll start with out of wherever.
It's been sent to the Angels. I expect a fleet of ships to fight in a day or so. A week at the latest.
And where are you going?
I'm thinking north around the bend.
Well, I don't want you to be alone. I think they also need my help.
Kevin, you don't have armor. You've never had weapons.
Well, that's not true.
A net is not a
Just
weapon.
rarely use. Well, that's not true.
A net is not a
Just
weapon.
rarely use them. I had an axe for a little bit. I don't know how I will let you know, but I'll do what I can.
He pats you on the shoulder and then walks north.
All right.
Military ships, really? That's pretty much all they've got. But also some land armies, all condensed into this one location, but it's not had enough time for it to actually form into a proper army. There's probably about 1,000-ish people here, but
Okay.
no ships to actually go. You passed those on the way.
Where did my people evacuate to? Where did my people evacuate to?
Some of them have stopped here. A lot of them have gone further. Pretty much everyone who could afford it, and Leuven covered the cost for a lot of them, have gone to the capital. Some of
Okay,
them
so
just
I'm
wanted to
assuming-
stop here because there was military here and they felt safer.
Okay,
Some of them
so
just
I'm
wanted to
assuming-
stop here because there was military here and they felt safer there. It's really,
Fair,
really
so-
difficult to. Your ship actually overtakes the storage ship carrying your wyvern.
Okay.
Would you like to approach this ship? Or are you just gonna go past it?
Probably approach.
Okay. Let's go. You would also.
I'm gonna keep going to the capital with my
Yeah, I
people
mean,
in
take
the
it onto
wyvern.
the ship. Or are you
Yes.
going? Or are you moving onto the stockade
I
ship?
probably am moving on to the other one. Just
Okay,
with
that
my
one will be
people.
slower. It's going to take you about half a day extra.
That's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
They seem to be leaking a liquid.
Wonderful.
See,
Interesting.
you're not sure which side's winning or losing, but there's about 15 of these ships. There's about 6 of those ships are technically called crests, which are ships of relatively equal size, but way less heavily armored. Crests are quite fast ships.
Okay. And
What
this is
would you like
happening
to
right
do?
in the port.
A little bit outside of a port.
Oh boy. Well, I guess I'm gonna go fight some ships.
Okay. Can I get a D100 check from you, please?
Sure.
That's going to be representing your ship. The stockade ship.
It's not letting me?
It's not letting you roll?
No, just slash roll 1d100. It's not allowing me.
Is it coming up with something?
No, I just am pressing the roll button and nothing's happening. Let me try restarting.
Okay.
There it goes. 57.
Action failure. The DC was 67.
Excellent.
So your ship enters the fray, but it does not last long. Because of the sort of ship it is, they assume that this ship is carrying soldiers for the most part, but they don't seem to have any way of getting them to land without, well, getting to the port. So they focus on the ship fairly early on. Fortunately, though, they are distracted enough that what they focus on doing is disabling the ship and sinking it. There are very, very few fatalities from this actual exchange,
Okay.
including you. But you're now, well, not submerged in the water, but in the water.
That's fine. I will try to direct. Hmm.
Keep in mind your wyvern can actually fly straight up from the water. Dragon scales are not
Yeah.
affected in the same way birds are.
I would like to get Maria to drop me on one of the enemy ships and then start getting my people out of the water to the shore.
Okay, 1d100. This is DC 72.
Well, that didn't work at all.
Okay, so you are dropping down towards the ship.
Yep.
And the cannon aims right at you,
Excellent.
and then it fires.
Of course it does.
How long would you like to wait before Celestial regenerating?
How much damage did I take? I want to know.
So it's not quite so much that you took a shit ton of damage from that single attack, it's that the previous two exchanges had worn you down enough that this one was enough to blow you apart. And that is keeping in mind your healing adjustment.
Okay, that's fine.
It's just that without your items, you're a little...
Oh yeah, without the dark steel, I have far less resistance to damage.
Yeah, you're quite a bit more vulnerable. What's funny is if I toggle on dark steel for the... well, toggle on your equipment, it actually almost inverts the percentage for the first one. So it goes from 67 to 23.
Perfect. All right. Well, I guess pretty much right away. Might as well.
Okay. So you burst into radiance.
Yep.
You actually burn apart one of the crew. And then when you go to get up, I'm going to need a D100.
74.
Okay, what is your goal?
Well, let's evaluate the situation and see what I have as options. Because
Okay, so on this ship there appear to be two people directing the movements of the ship. One of them seems to be using some sort of mechanical interface. It's something that you had seen from some of Sabo's designs.
okay.
It seems to be some sort of gear engine. There are 6 alchemical tubes going towards a cannon, and there are 2 alchemists managing each cannon. So 2 alchemists per ship.
Okay.
There is a person driving the ship, and then there is a whole bunch of people putting out small damages that occur on the ship.
Well, let's see if we can disable the weapon by disabling the alchemists.
Roll your D100.
47.
And into this glass cell. The fight goes on for about another hour. It seems that they're going back to where they came from. But no order for flee was given. In fact, it seems the crew is rather calm, though no one really comes into your area of the ship except for this flesh mongrel. They're covered in boils and their flesh is wrapped. Something is wrong with this person. They are likely deaf from what you can tell, likely blind, and likely unable to speak. You're not quite sure what purpose this person serves on a ship. They keep you exhausted. They keep you exhausted.
I mean, the feeding's not a problem. Kevin can feed himself.
Well, they try to keep you exhausted.
Yeah, they try.
Then eventually, the ship pulls into port. And you are... There seem to be unloading stations along the side where the ships are literally refueled with the alchemical supplies. And there are dozens of these ships.
Okay.
It seems like there might actually be a choke point with the amount of refueling these ships can get compared to how much they can actually... You're eventually taken to what appears to be a small prison. There's only maybe 12 or 13 people in here. Couple corpses though.
All right.
Luckily, well, the rest of us are time skipping, so there's no need for Connor.
Yeah, but are we time skipping enough?
Okay, back with everyone else.
And I'm not gonna be the one that stops them.
I think where we left off, Viv was still with me, so I'm probably still
Yep.
spending time with her since apparently I am a godfather and I don't quite understand what it means, but it gives me some amount of responsibility for this child. So
a godfather, the way Nia would have explained this is, if everyone else fucks up, you're the one we're trusting to.
I'm with her, try to get her to actually because both her parents are use weapons, and it'd be important that she learns how to use a weapon, and probably spend time with that because she said she has no talent for magic, period. So she should have capacity with weapons. Okay.
Problem is, she doesn't have an interest in anything. She's like, that's the whole issue, really.
I had an idea about what I wanted to.
Hello.
A box?
No box.
Hey, what brings you here? Thought you had
Gosh,
a town and the religion and...
yeah, I wanted some help with some stuff. So I came to Algar. This place helped me a lot, and I was depressed.
Oh. Do you have any happy pills around here?
Yeah, unfortunately, this place doesn't have happy pills or psychiatrists.
Saba, you can have an inspiration for calling them happy pills.
So, I've been trying my best before. Also, if you guys ever need any help, well, I'm here now. I miss you guys.
I mean, yeah, sure. Let's see. I don't know if I have anything to do with.
Issues with the town having a lot of demons now. I mean, point at herself. But like, I don't know, political situations are
I
different.
can just go.
Well, the problem is that if you want to go, you have to kind of take the bet that, hey, they're going to be okay with me and I'm not associated with Kevin and stuff. Because if you are, you're, kind of going into enemy territory and they have preparation, so it's not good. It's not an ideal situation. Also, a
Okay.
reminder, Nia doesn't know about the war.
I show Nia into the lab, which is probably a complete mess of
Oh, yeah.
6 different researchers going on at the same time.
Part of a wall is melted from some sort of alchemical infusion gone wrong.
Impressive.
Yeah, well, good news.
Nia, what you know about alchemical stones is Naya has told you that they are a few steps removed from philosopher's stones. That's pretty much it. She tells you philosopher's stones are more Full Metal Alchemist, less Harry Potter.
I cannot believe I told her that, but also that makes a lot of fucking sense. Oh my god. I love her.
1,000 years ago or whatever, some elf went way too far and fucked up or whatever, and then they decided, oh no, we're not going to take shortcuts. Blah blah
Fucking hell, it's
blah.
ruining things for all of them.
So
Fucking elves.
fast forward to yeah. I mean, if you ever want to join in on the research, you're welcome. But I'm sure you're gonna find about 50,000 other things you want to do. So vision, or maybe at least fusion. Well, fusion, or maybe at least fission, let's say. It's a pain in the ass.
I'll be careful.
This one area in particular, it's a whole.
I'll be careful.
This one area in particular, it's a whole separate problem to solve. Finding old books here.
Gotcha. Well, I'll be around for a while, so it's nice to see you again, really.
To see you too. To see you too.
In my friend's
Yep.
job, because that's something that she thinks is it's duty of a friend and stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, she's gonna do some time doing that to them, and then she's gonna go back to talk to Naya and their kid. Wait, the sending has a big
They'll
time,
allow
right?
it, but that's only because they're still getting their systems back in place.
Yeah, the sending's gonna take a shit ton of time, right, to come back.
Yes. You're relatively certain that you won't be outside at the time that it arrives back. So much of this time skip in different jails.
Yep.
Okay.
So much of this time skip in different jails.
Yep.
Okay. On one hand, I agree. On the other hand,
He did
he's
very little to
basically
avoid them.
asking for it.
Well, yeah, he is, but
He at this point he just ran out of get out of jail cards, or maybe
Yeah, I'm just gonna say, hey, okay. I think you're not gonna be able to respond to this, but I got your save. I'll be getting into contact with you again in a bit, and I'll see if I can find a way to communicate faster. And that's
Okay,
it.
Kevin. That's what
Okay.
stopped Leuven from sending you earlier. Good news, good news, good news, good news.
My situation hasn't gotten worse.
Shit, yeah, let's go with that.
Also, I didn't say anything that's sensitive, so yay. They know I'm.
Well, Kevin, they teach you to play a game that's called Eat the Bear.
Oh, what?
It's like checkers, except every time you capture a piece, you've got to eat part of your opponent. You get to take one bite each time. Part of your opponent. You get to take one bite each time. Forced to participate.
Hold on, let me see.
Because I'm relatively sure that you can heal yourself through the damage that is being dealt to you.
Yeah. He would consider that a form of violence, and he will prevent violence whenever possible, not start it.
Why do you do that to yourself? Genuinely, do you? Is this like a kink thing? Because what the hell, dude?
I have a theory.
Oh boy. What's the theory?
Yeah, everything's fine. Lola took. Yeah, everything's fine. Lola took one wrong turn, dead.
Well, Lola wasn't Kevin, now was she?
Exactly.
What happened to Lola was awful.
No get out of jail free cards. No Leuven coming 55,000 times to save.
Yeah, never mind.
Perfect.
Thought I had some good news, I don't.
I have some good news for you, Kevin.
What's that?
You still have 11 levels.
No.
I don't. I have 9.
Okay.
Episode where the Doctor died like 20 times. Kevin's died more than that.
No, I haven't.
You haven't?
14.
Ah, of course.
Oh, we
I'm
can
sorry.
fix it this session.
He's
This
died
is
more
true.
times than the maximum level of levels he's ever achieved.
I believe it.
Soon he'll have died more times than max. Well, would you rather be in Kevin's position?
Yes, because I would not get myself captured after just being rescued.
After being captured. After being rescued. After being captured.
Exactly.
I don't think I have any research going on right now. I was being taught
For the first time in how many sessions?
I don't believe you, Sabo. Your dice don't go above 10.
It's a 14?
Oh, hang on, let me add in the mod again that reduces... I'm joking. Okay.
Sorry, Sabo's dice don't go above 10. Kevin's levels don't go above 10. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
What would that be? No, it is plus half your level circumstance bonus because you are a paladin in this situation.
Okay. Level 9 would be 4.5. Round up or round down?
Round down. $58 is it, Sabo? Alright.
Phew.
Torture.
Oh,
Probably.
they're not trying to achieve information. They are torturing him to refine their skills. They're doing this as a
But what
training
does
action.
what does the -1 do then?
Insanity.
Yep. A major insanity effect.
I've been there.
Correct.
Perfect. What is a 10
Char-
on it?
The character becomes convinced that they have a twin who is living a parallel life. They constantly seek this twin. The length is 5d10 months.
Hey, look at that! At least this one's temporary, and you're two in jail.
I mean,
Be in
five
jail
five
the
to
whole
10
time.
is not, it's not gonna change much.
It's just shitty wording from me. Okay. So, Abu, your research is going quite well. You don't know.
No, I don't. I'm just asking.
You don't know.
No, I don't. I'm just asking for curiosity, really.
I
After a
can't
few
tell you.
months, she will sending him again.
What would you like to tell him?
Progress is slow, but we're safe. We miss you. I'll see you soon. Tell them then that I am not going to be able to send them for a while. But that I hope to see them again, and as soon as I figure out a better method of communication, I'm going to be doing that. I hope they're safe. I hope they're all right. And we all miss them very much. Yeah, that's about it.
Nilvarius?
Oh, okay.
James, should I roll that as well?
Social and then a D100, you said?
Well, now that you're in a city, Nia, Viv doesn't really want to spend much time around you.
Right, what is she doing then?
You're not really sure.
20. Is this good or bad?
Oh, it's better than before. Okay,
Alright, what does it mean?
Nilvarius. So, would you at some point have shown Viv what you've been learning?
I mean, yeah, if she expresses any amount of...
Your player channel. I had
Oh, yeah,
actually
did it?
I typed it all up on Wednesday, and I just apparently didn't send it. So sorry about that. I really should have double checked.
It's okay.
Did we finally fix her fucking depression, James? Is this it?
Not exactly.
But we're in the path there.
Incantation. She doesn't have the willpower to invoke words of power. But a body. She's just never been much for a weapon because it's not really her in any real way. So this sort of technique, this way of channeling, is something that is...
I like the kineticist, like
she
actual
doesn't
like
understand
skill
that
set.
there's a difference at this stage. But the one that you're learning seems to be not necessarily good enough for her, but like the only one that she knows about, so it's what she wants.
Okay.
It's not
If she
that
shows
she
interest in it,
verbalizes any of this, so, but it is very obvious to you in particular that she actually has interest in this.
With what she's teaching me, is it enough for me to like? I guess I can sort of learn from it if I'm trying to teach her what what I'm learning, or maybe that's probably not safe.
It's something that you are capable of teaching, but it is also a very dangerous...
Would Nilvaris actually be, since he's a little more worldly than common elves? Does he know a little bit more that there's more to kineticists than just what I'm being taught?
Not really. Kineticist is a new manifestation of magic. Not necessarily new entirely, but before it would have been more monk spiritual channeling. This is a bit more of an advanced form. That's fair.
Um, seeing that seeing that she has a little bit more interest, he describes a little bit more what he's actually learning, but probably impresses upon her that it is dangerous, and that if this is something that it actually pikes any interest in her, I can bring her with me to my next, to my next, I guess, appointment, and
Own abilities. But you can tell she wants it badly.
Viv, this may be difficult, but in the of it, you have to push yourself and be ready for the drawbacks. Earlier yesterday, I nearly blew off a hand trying to use one of these blasts. A spatial rend is what I was taught what it's called. Do you want to come?
But she's happy.
I probably
But she's happy.
would eventually, before I actually take her, at some point in time, go find Naya and Nia and explain that I may have found something she might be interested in, but
Thank
it's
God.
gonna, but it comes. There's some danger that's associated with it. She seems
That's
interested
fine.
in it, but yeah.
Just airbender is, James.
Okay. You don't know what kineticist is.
Okay, then never mind.
I
Either
think it's a
way,
matter that you haven't seen it practically in the actual world, since this is the first
yeah.
real exposure to it. So it makes sense that all of us would be mostly oblivious to the
Have something that she's interested in work out. I think it might be a step that I couldn't get her to take on our trip there, no matter how much I tried to get her to take it. So if you're willing to put in that work, and I would be really thankful if you did, I believe that it is for the best, even if it's dangerous. What does Naya believe? Any shit. How could we say we're trying our best to like help her if we don't encourage it when Thank you, Alvarius.
Okay, Novarius, taking them to a meeting.
yes.
Okay, what would you like to tell her in the meeting? Ace, not the child.
Yeah, of course. I probably would be wise to talk to her first. In my group, she has showcased zero interest in a lot of other things, and she seems to be going through some issues. But she expressed interest in what I was learning. What I was learning from you. What I was learning from you. I was going to request if perhaps I could convince you to bring her in with me. That perhaps she.
Is it up? Sorry, I'm gonna shut the. Is it up? Sorry, I'm gonna shut the fuck up.
At the conclusion of my training, do you think it would be possible that I could teach her? At the conclusion of my training, do you think it would be possible that I could teach her? Because me
Yes.
the player just trying to understand. Because me the
Yes.
player just trying to understand the. Okay, all right,
You could technically start trying teaching her now.
okay. Thank you. I will continue the. I will we will continue as you scheduled. We will continue as you scheduled. And I go back out and I explain the situation to. Don't worry, I will teach you. I am a more focused teacher. I have confidence in you, Viv.
So, Nilvarius. She is a bit of a mess when it comes to being a student. She struggles to show how she's trying.
Oh, the new skills. I can't transfer my expert longevity.
Yeah, can you roll me 1d20 plus 7?
Is she applying herself now?
Yes.
Is she finding the je ne sais quoi, the thing that makes her care about stuff?
It's difficult to say at this stage.
Fair enough.
It could be a flicker. Those have happened before. You might be able to make them competent, but you don't think they'll ever be a master. It's difficult to say for
Unless
certain at
she's
this stage, but you'll know for
unless
sure.
she actually she'll actually event. The whole point is that she may not become a master as she is now, but she can gain that confidence and that perseverance over time, though.
Keep this. Oh,
Very nice. Well, I'm
Nice.
getting that.
I'll add the +3.
Okay.
Had to happen eventually.
What's Naya doing, by the way?
As soon as the compulsion ends, he would probably tell Ace about Goth being here, explaining that
My
he was under
god, Golf killed a
compulsion,
bot.
and that the compulsion they put him under compulsion, making him unable to actually relay that information.
Yes.
He just left. Yeah, that's funny. Do I get to say hi to her before she leaves?
Yes, but she does not take the time to respond. She seems quite busy, and
That's
it's like this is just something she's squeezing into her schedule.
that's fine, but I'd say hi. Does she nod back before she goes away?
She gives you a flickering look.
It's fine.
Well, hopefully his mother doesn't come looking around here, or its mother comes looking around here. But by then, if assuming it ever does, Elgar won't be in this exact location anymore. Thank you.
You're welcome.
look out for my twin.
You occasionally catch glimpses of them in the reflection.
Dang it.
Just out of your reach. Guys, what are we going to call him? Delvin? Melvin? Is that kind of
Nivik.
joke?
I think it has to be Nivik.
Is that kind of joke?
I think it has to be Nivik.
Yeah, but we have a running joke of including Vecna's name in this campaign. I've never realized your name is just one letter away from Vecna. With a K, I guess, but... I think so, anyway, yeah.
Kevin was Vecna all. That is fair enough. Can I get another will save, please?
Still the same circumstance bonus.
Yes, but you've got -1 due to already having an insanity. Correct.
She's improving! Darius, would you like to do it? I think you're putting in a lot of work. I would like you to. Thank you. She's doing so well, dude. I'm so proud of her.
Grand total of 27.
Good, my
Okay.
baby girl. She actually improving, James?
Yeah. Okay, so
What am I even doing this time? Should I have I decided that yet? And I forgot.
sorry, what's that?
What am I doing all this time?
You have an apprentice.
Yeah, but aside from that, do I have time to do anything else?
Yes.
Because he can't. I can't train him all day, right? Is Nia's old master, no, old teacher, right? Not master, still in town, and is he available?
He's still in town. He's never really been
Yeah.
available.
So he doesn't have time to train her anymore.
Well,
Willing and happy to train me a little bit more, or no? Is he even okay to spend time with me in general? He would like to catch up, even beyond the training, if he doesn't have time for that. But he thinks life's inherently valuable.
is that the answer you give him?
Yes.
No, I can't train you.
Why's that? Is he still willing to spend time with her anyway?
Yes.
She's happy to do that. For all that she would like to be trained by him, ultimately, she likes the guy and he was a big part of her development as a person, if it makes sense. And she's happy to see him again. She didn't think she was ever going to get to. Same with the other elf, you know? What? I thought it was milk.
Well, she tells you that Kevin's been kidnapped. By this point in time, Connor should be dead. Leuven is on the run. Flirknavor is fallen.
Oh, it's out. So, everyone, I've got some news.
So, Sabo, do you go to this meeting?
I guess.
Novarius, do you go to this meeting?
I mean, yeah.
Naya goes
Good
to
friend
this
is
meeting.
called.
As your
What? Isn't Kevin the fetch quest?
No,
What the fuck is then?
his stuff.
What? Elaborate. Why cannot Kevin be saved? And Connor?
Soul coin.
And the angels?
Half of them dead.
The other fighting?
For as much time as they can.
Fuck. Okay. Cool. Spectacular.
Oh,
So you guys know the spirit in my necklace?
you've told us about it.
You know how she, like, everyone thought she was fake until she led me to a goddess that I had no way existed, and then you guys started kind of believing that she existed in some way?
Continue.
Point is, she's been right about this sort of thing before, okay?
I have the perfect meme for this.
Now, I understand if you guys don't take me on my word, but I'd say it's probably, probably worth checking out, because, again, she's been right about shit before. There was a goddess kidnapped in Lagora. As soon as I got here, she said it was very important that I go to the prison to meet with her, specifically. She's been then, which I did, and it kind of changed my life. And then she predicted some other stuff. I don't think, I don't know, I think it's some sort of divination magic where she predicts the future in some way.
But if he's been reverted into a soul coin, that's a different.
No, that's Connor.
situation. Connor's been converted into a soul coin. Okay.
Yeah, and the angels are like half the angels are dead, and the others are fighting, which is I don't like that very much. I don't
Okay.
like that very much.
Let me just get this straight. You're saying that we have
That very much.
let me just get this straight. You're saying that we have information that
Also, Kevin is our friend.
yes,
Oh,
I know.
and Leuven is on the run, so that's important, I guess.
Right,
might
I
be
understand.
about to die.
Kevin is our friend. It was one thing if you came and said that
Listen,
you have
I know this
information
sounds.
that Kevin needs to be saved, and that information is from a source that's always right. And another thing,
Do anything.
is he in trouble?
He's on the run, presumably for some reason. For a
Naya
reason,
tells
I
you
presume.
that that there is a weapon where Kevin's stuff is that we want.
Okay. And
That's it.
asked. Well, you guys heard what I asked her, and she said, "No idea. Never see Leuven again." I think everyone here can agree that's not a good sign, right? It's not just me.
I want to take a pause and understand a little bit more about the mechanics of this. What can you just, and maybe it's just the player.
That doesn't
Well,
really come across as sane.
from in character, I don't recall having a single conversation with Nia about the necklace.
That's because you haven't.
And Nia
I've had
just
a
accused me of not paying attention.
Correct.
No, I didn't. I don't
Yeah,
think
you
I did
did.
You
anyway.
basically did.
I'm sorry,
know
that was
I've had
not my intention.
I know Nia told Navarius about the necklace, but she said
As a player, forget what I've told people all the time. As a player, forget what I've told people all the time. What just
Okay.
happened now?
Can,
But anyway,
can
point is,
we
I
take a
know that you
full
guys.
recap, please, of everything that this future Nia has predicted?
James, I'm
In
gonna
what
give him a list. It's
situation?
no, it won't mean
When it
anything to them, but
happened?
I'm gonna give
Why
them
it
a list.
happened? What we did? What we would have done otherwise? I want to understand if what we did, what we would have done otherwise. I want to understand if this is someone who is manipulating us.
Never said
Well, you see,
goodbye.
that's
Oh
what's
right, yeah,
worrying
sorry,
me.
no goodbye. Yeah, I know. I am worried too. I just thought I wanted to share the
You
information.
have someone who we are assuming has led you to things that you would never have reached otherwise. At the same time, that someone claims to be a future you. So what comes first? The you or the future you? And
We've
how
had this
the
conversation
two,
before. I
not
don't
with
know.
me.
Of her version of herself before, so it's either some fucked up timeline thing or I don't know.
If there's no causality, then
Yeah, dude, I know it's pretty unreliable, but like
This
again,
isn't
she's not
based on
been
facts
wrong
and
thus
logic.
far.
That's what she tells you.
what's it based on then?
What the fuck, you know?
She has no idea, and she's been trying to figure this out for countless.
To exit the city. So spending an hour or however long I might want to figure this out before deciding what to do is barely going to change anything.
It's fair enough. I just don't think we're gonna get anywhere with how the fuck this thing works. But if you want to try, vague shrug.
they took
Yeah.
control of Ventrix. They took
Yeah.
control of Ventrix, a completely developed nation, and you're going to pair it against Florknivore, which is a fledgling nation that barely was off the ground. If you can even consider it being off the ground, they didn't even have the They didn't even have the basics for logistics to actually like handle everything.
Did we not tell? Hold on, didn't the council at Ventrix know about?
Dwarves our way before eventually being executed.
Yeah. So are we sure no information escaped him and went to the new guy?
It
That
could
be a
have
problem.
went. It could have went. I look. I think that's a problem. That's an even less pressing problem. Here's why. It takes years for people from
It's actually kind of
by
funny
the
putting
time
Elgara
Ventrix.
against Ventrix in my battle calculator, because even on a nat 1 on the D100, Elgara still wins.
Yeah, but by the time Ventrix can even get here, Elgara's gonna be flying off. So, point anyway.
They wouldn't
Fair
get
enough.
involved. They wouldn't get involved anyways.
Leuven.
Oh, there's one way to
You,
get. There's,
Leuven.
oh, there's one way to
You,
get. There's one way to
your
know, right?
I'm
your
not telling you
friend.
all to, I'm telling Nia to.
Your friend says that they remember the past versions of themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
The past versions of Nia. So, can we go back a few loops? What happened in the last?
Only lived through the last loop. There was a different one that lived through that one.
So you don't remember them.
No.
You just know that there was different versions.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
and
assuming that
all your-
she knows.
I know I had a conversation with them about it, but I've lived for hundreds of years. This is like a small incident. But we will have people just as important to us as Kevin in the future. And you're
Yes, that
not
happens
going
when you
to
live for-
remember all of this in detail when you live as long as me. Maybe if
You know what,
someone
fair
had
enough.
paid better attention, they'd give you a look. I could give you
Hey,
more
fuck you!
information.
Hey, fuck you! You didn't either, did you?
Yeah, that's the only place where the difference comes in.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that's crossing the boundaries.
Yeah, and it seems even though she tells us stuff, the differences aren't compounding. There's some limit to what she can tell us.
That's okay. I still would like to assess everything she's told us and what we did. Let me, if you
James?
don't believe me, I can explain.
No, that's fine. I don't mind telling you. Just, James, I would like to tell them what I remember.
Okay, what do you remember?
Can I roll
Sorry,
history?
I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
Sure, -10 circumstance.
Why minus 10 circumstance?
ADHD.
Does my fucking hold on? Did my fucking Celestia character inherit my mental ability?
Well, you were insane for 90% of this.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Actually, this would be society, right?
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
you're
so there's
insane for
just-
most of it.
I'm gonna tell you about the stuff in Elgara. I believe she helped me find my teachers too, right, James? Yeah.
Well, she told you that you would find a teacher in Elgara. She didn't point them out to you.
She pointed out the goddess, though.
Yes.
What goddess? So you became Zoranthia's cleric. You never told us that you even became a cleric, which is why I have no idea about that.
Sorry, I was ashamed. I was very
Okay,
ashamed. I'm
and
sorry. I had a complex there.
that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. You would have never found Zoranthia if she hadn't told you. Yet the only
Nope.
way she told you is because.
She
Yet the only
Nope.
way she told you is because
she's
knew
found
about it.
Yeah.
Like my long-term obsession is on my alchemical research, but I still have the short-term one which I can set, and I'm going to set it on time paradox lore or whatever the fuck this is.
More
And
Nia, let's go.
here's the theories, right? Theory one.
Oh,
Here's the theories, right? Theory one. Either that's kind of option one. That's kind of option one. Option two. Nia would have done something between. Nia would have met Zoranthia anyway, but by telling her, Yami avoided Nia doing something else before that and changed the time in that way. These are the kind of two thoughts I have. Can Yami confirm or deny either of them?
I literally don't think she knows. And if
I
she
doubt
does,
it.
then I don't think she tells us. Nia, can she confirm anything for us, James?
I can tell you it's never that simple. I didn't pick things or choose things to make it more convenient. The decision she's making, and then I make choices based off of that information.
So let's talk. Let's discuss the Zoranthia case. You knew that Nia would meet Zoranthia and become her cleric,
Yes.
and you decided that at a certain point in time it was a good opportunity for Nia.
But you don't always tell me what I ask.
Correct. Sometimes I don't think you
Why
can
did-
handle the answer.
Why did you? Well, this time she didn't ask.
That's not true. This time she came and asked and wanted to know what her next lesson was.
And you believe that whatever
I'm just gonna watch, see what the others say. The others being Ilvarius. The others. Say something.
Naya's always
Sorry,
wanted to
Nilarius
defeat
is.
the Yami version of you, so she wants to do whatever is.
This rate, she might even forgive me for putting her daughter in school.
After I found out that the reason the Yami doesn't remember what happened to her version is because of my ADHD, anything can happen.
To go and collect Kevin's stuff, and for everyone else to do whatever they like.
I'm assuming Leuven knows teleport. He at the very least would have learned it from me, right?
Correct, but he's not of level to cast it.
That.
I have a question.
Great question.
Do we continue to see on Nilvarius? Yami.
Do we continue to what?
Does Nilvarius continue to be a part of our life after this, in your version of the timeline?
Why does that matter?
It matters because I know that this is the last time I see Leuven.
No.
Same way I do, but exactly. But like, okay, yeah, I'm worried about Kevin. He's my friend and I don't want to abandon him. I'm also worried about Leuven.
I know. If I tell you how your life goes, you don't get to live it.
I know, but since we're
Coming to
doing the
terms
information
with
gathering,
loss and saving those who you can, those are decisions that you have to make yourself.
I know.
Do I hear this conversation
Yeah,
one-sidedly?
Nia's very.
If you're gonna keep telling me what it says, I'm gonna have to leave.
Yep, that's fine. I'm gonna stop now. I kind of was waiting for Nilvar to say something, but I think the players are AFK.
I am not AFK.
Oh. Are you gonna say something, or? Are you gonna say something, or?
I mean, the last time he said is like, how exactly fickle.
So it
Let's
is.
actually have a saying for prophecy. Where is that? Sorry, you guys can keep talking while I find that.
He would probably as he's probably thinking about it, and he says that time is fickle. He probably would mumble that that phrase about prophecy.
I know.
He who listens to tomorrow turns his back on yesterday.
It means that you're letting your future guide you rather than your past.
Yeah.
Oh, wouldn't you know something? Oh, wouldn't you know something? I agree with Elzon. There's been
We're on a roll today.
revelating.
Leuven's on the run, but he doesn't have the capacity to cast teleport anymore.
Listen, I
But I
think
also
one point that we have to make is if we manage to get Leuven or Kevin, we'd be also changing the future. That is something.
only thing that Yami gives you is a keyhole.
Well,
it's not even
not exactly a lot of information to actually glean from.
Let's talk
Yeah.
about the Zerenthi incident. All right. What would it have taken for Nia to end up in the dungeon, in the prison? How long time had passed?
I meant to rank you almost first thing as I got there, right, James?
Pretty much. It was the first couple days. You spent about
Okay,
4 hours a day every single day there.
Face value. What at face value, and how can we practically actually help Kevin in this situation? Because I wouldn't want to leave him like that. But what can we reasonably do?
Yummy. Does Yummy say anything?
No.
I think Yami had already told us that
Yeah, he cannot
allegedly
be saved.
we cannot save Kevin. Had already told us that
Yeah, he cannot
allegedly
be saved.
we cannot save Kevin.
Anything is possible with a little bit of luck and planning. Really.
Yep.
Yes, indeed.
But regardless, I'm still with Sabo on this. I'm not sure we actually can act. But if Yami insists that you need to go and do this, retrieve this weapon, and
If he contacts us, he will let us know what's happening. If he knows, then we can act on it. We can act on what we should know.
Okay. Thank you. I am gonna take some time to think about this now.
Kevin.
All of us, you, me, Sabo, and Alvarez?
Sure.
Why?
Because she says we can't.
Guys. Guys. Guys, she's the best.
That's the course of action that I'm most likely to agree with. That's the course of action that I'm most likely to agree with.
Okay. Then all we have to do is verify the information?
No. If well, if you act on, if you try to verify it by using this information, not very genuine, but I might. It would be acting on it. And I'm against acting on it. I'm not against saying that it's invalid. I'm against acting on it. Finding a loophole to act on it just by verifying it. Finding a loophole to act on it just by verifying it doesn't mean we're not acting on it. I thought you stopped. Go on.
No, go on. It's fine. Nothing important.
I just needed from James to know how many more years until we fly Elgara.
So that was 3, 2, so that's 5 total, which leaves 8.
$8 years. Jesus.
There's one way I would not be upset about you speeding the timeline up is if you help us finish our job here, and then that would be a very natural way for us to leave this place and go looking for Kevin. Shrug.
This guy.
Okay.
She needs to think about things.
Yami asks you, what are you thinking about?
What to do?
What is there to do? Yeah. We could have been there for him. We probably could have saved him at the time.
Hindsight's 2020.
Our life,
don't-
our path took us in a different place, in a different direction. And supplies to take us there.
Didn't you tell me to go to fetch something?
Yes,
That would take decades, though.
yes.
Seeming like.
It will take longer.
Then why would I do that?
Not the issue here.
Then what is?
There is nothing we can do. What's done is done.
Just gonna go back and staring at the sky.
This has come a fair way. But she's... She has gained a fair amount of skill in this. But there's a slight, not necessarily fear, but like...
At this point, me and her probably have established a pretty significant rapport.
Yes.
I'd like to think that that was the case, considering. So one of the times that we go out, and probably it's a routine thing to have lunch together or whatnot. One of those times we're sitting under the tree and eating and whatnot. He approaches the subject.
Will cast magic around her, period.
James, do I notice that?
She honestly doesn't really spend much time around you. Not
Yeah,
after
but Nia
getting
would
to the
probably
city.
force the issue.
It's been long enough. You should tell me what bothers you.
You... Magic can do anything, right? I hate that about it. It's one thing to use it on things around you, but on people. You can make people do things. Things that they would have never done.
Have you seen something that bothered you, or is it the mere concept of it? There is no conversation and no topic that's ever off limits. That is a constant amongst any of my students.
I hear you.
As for magic, magic is a tool, and people can do awful things with it, but they can also do wondrous things about it. Its use is always determined by who's manipulating magic. But magic is a natural part of this world. And there's no sense in worrying about what can be, or what can or cannot be. Magic, it just is. and I understand how terrifying magic can really be.
Magic
If you
itself
want
isn't
another,
terrifying. What's terrifying is the people who can use magic and what they use it for.
the new skills that we are acquiring, Viv, they are just as capable of causing real harm. Do you intend to would you intend to use it in such a way? I wouldn't think so. You use it to defend yourself, defend others. It always matters about its use. My general belief is that these abilities, everything in the end, at the end of the day, it's magic. You're manipulating something. You're manipulating the substance of
Rebecca?
that makes up the multiverse. You're bending it. You're using it to that effect. Magic is just this. Magic is just the same. I've come to believe that it all is the same, just filtered, becoming something new, something different.
And what about when someone uses magic to make you do things that you didn't think you would do?
Then it simply happened. Allowing that to continue to ride on your conscience is no way to live. I've lived many
But I
lifetimes.
don't know if this is me, or if this is the effects of some other magic making me like this. I don't know if magic broke me.
We're in the best place in the world that we can actually determine that. If you tell me what exactly you believe may have happened to you, I can find out myself, or we can find one of the many people in the city who can make that
I
determination if
don't
you
want to
were
know.
afflicted.
Because if I find out that I am not me, I don't know if I could handle that.
You most certainly can. You sell yourself short and you give yourself far too little credit. What comes with age is the ability to grow and to adapt. Terrible things happen to you, but it doesn't have to define who you are. Take your mother, for example. As a Celestial, when she first entered this world, terrible things
She
happened to her.
goes pale.
Terrible things did happen to her, but she grew and she
Sorry,
became more
what
than
I
it.
miss?
You were
No worries.
she's
He's just talking to Viv.
yeah. She's worried about whether or not like a magic affected her and changed her and changed her whatnot, and she's worried that she doesn't want to know because
Me
it'll
as an
destroy her.
enchantress.
And destroy her. And then I brought up Nia, saying that you don't have who you like past traumas, past things that have happened to you don't have to define you. And then take your mother for example, all the terrible things that happened to her when she first arrived as a celestial. She's grown from that. It doesn't define who she actually is. She's grown beyond that, and she turned pale at that.
Fair enough. Okay. Fucking hell. Oh, you guys can continue that. I'm trying to find a way to cough.
But she turns pale. Can I make
Yep.
the association that she's worried that her mom did something to her?
He's an enchantress, you know that.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
would
I
be a
do.
fairly
Yeah.
easy connection to make.
He gently puts his finger to her chin to lift it up a little bit, give a little bit of that relief. Do you believe that your mother had done something?
I know she did at least once.
Tell me. I've been appointed your godfather, which makes it makes you important to me, and I cannot allow this to continue to burn inside of you.
When we were traveling here,
Okay.
As another side note, do I actually see anything on her, lingering on her at all?
no.
No. Okay. Continue, Viv. Talk to me.
I hated Nia so much for taking us on this journey. I wanted. I don't even know what I wanted. Just wanted to. I wanted more than I had. More than I had any right to. But she. When we. When we were traveling on the boat, she made us sit down and play a game. I was so angry with her. But I did it anyway. And I thought it was. I thought I was, you know, doing it of my own volition. And then one day, I felt that she was. I felt Nia in my. I felt the presence. It was only once, and it was so small, but I don't. It made me look back on things. Did she make. Did Nia make me angry with them so that I didn't spend time with them growing? I. It. Did they pacify me so I didn't go out and do dangerous things? How much of all of this is me? Because I know she can do anything. She can make anyone do what she wants. It never occurred to me that I might be anyone.
I don't think your mother would do that to you. I really don't think that's the case.
I
If
don't
you really
know.
had that,
I
if you
don't
really
know.
have those, well, we can go ask her, and I can ensure that she actually speaks the truth.
Don't want to. I can't.
You need to, because
I can't know the truth.
you do need to know. You cannot move beyond this unless you actually know. Not knowing is likely one of the worst pains you can actually really suffer. I've lived many lifetimes, and even though I only have fragments of previous lifetimes, I still think about the people that I left behind, wondering how and what happened to them. Not allowing yourself to know the truth is only going to make things worse. Take it from me, take it from that experience. Because if you never know, then you can never move beyond it. It'll always be on your mind, whether or not who you are today is a product of your own decisions or the products of another. You need to know the truth, even if it's painful. You can't move beyond it until that point, Viv. He stands up and he holds out his hand to her.
She actually runs away.
He goes after her, but not at at a full pace. Which I'm still fast. I'm still faster than her anyways from base movement speed. But he does follow after her.
Sabo,
Yep.
Viv actually runs to you.
All right. Hey. That should look okay.
She looks incredibly distressed.
Are you okay? What's happened?
No one can ever make you do anything, can they, Sabo?
I mean, not if I can help it.
I need.
What's wrong? What happened? You're safe here. You can tell me.
I just need. I just need time.
Okay. Well,
Novarius, you wouldn't be far behind.
Yeah, he's walking up.
well let's give you plenty of that. Considering I'm pretty much cooped up in here every day.
A small stack of
Welcome.
pseudo-stable materials.
Yeah, you're welcome to hang around. Do be careful about touching stuff. Could be dangerous.
She draws up a chair.
He looks at Sabo. I'm assuming that probably meets his eyes. He just nods to Sabo and he just he turns and
Right.
walks a different direction.
I acknowledge that. All right. I'm going to narrate and just let me know if you wanted me to shut up.
She
I'll
nods.
go about my day narrating.
She spends the day half listening, half thinking.
After that, I turn to actually go find Nia.
Okay. Finding Nia wouldn't be too difficult. It mostly involves finding Naya and then Naya telling you when Nia is.
So yeah, I go find Nia.
Yep.
Where exactly is Nia at right now?
Nia, where are you at?
Is there a lake or something like that?
Yes, there is.
She's at the lake. She's been at the lake since the conversation we had ended.
He goes up and he goes and he sits down
Oh,
next.
hello.
He sits down next to her, maybe like about a foot away from her.
Hello. Can I help you?
He's quiet as he's staring into the lake.
She continues. She goes back to doing exactly the same thing.
You would never lie to me, right, Nia?
No,
That's a lie.
I don't think she has lied to me that purposefully before, but
I'm joking.
not unless my life depended on it. Even then, I would hesitate. Your family.
Tell me about Can you tell me about what your trip was like when you're on your way here? It took a while for you to get here.
Is there something
Tell me-
specific you
tell
want to know?
Tell me about just how exactly your trip was.
I spent a
your
lot of
daughter-
time trying to help Viv.
Your daughter told me about a game that you played with her.
No. Yeah, I thought I could use that to help her, but that didn't really go any much far.
What was it?
It's a game I usually play with you guys. The narration one. I wanted to use it to see if I could make her feel something if she stepped out of herself and into a role. That way I could get a better understanding of how she worked. I thought this was the key to helping her without putting her in danger. Didn't really go far, though.
Did you happen to compel her in any way?
Yeah.
Other than just using your voice?
Yes.
He turns and he actually turns and he turns and actually looks at her. What exactly did you do?
Oh, she was very hostile. She is very hostile. She has hated me since forever, really. I don't even really know why. She hates me and she hates Naya. I had to try and pretty much set her back to neutral so that she would even sit with me, but I could only do that for less than a month before I gave up. Just not anything I can do. That's why I knew that was going to happen. That's why I brought her here, but I hope that maybe I could start on understanding her so I could tell you and the people at Elgara something, but there's not much I can do.
You
I
compelled her
think she might
magically.
actually.
You
Yes.
compelled her magically to do that.
Yes.
His look turns into annoyment. Why in the world would you ever do that?
She pauses. I think she might actually be a danger to herself. Not while she's here, of course, but
You don't use magic in that manner. You magic in that manner to deal with other people. You don't use it like that, Nia. You don't use it on family members. That she was a child.
Nularius, I am well aware that what I did wasn't the best thing I could have done. I had to sit down and talk with Naya about it, and well, Yami, but both of them. She pauses, kind of furrowing her eyebrows a bit. Viv has never felt much for anything. She keeps trying, and it keeps crushing her. That has been the case throughout all of her life. She attacks Yami. Sorry, she attacks Naya physically, constantly. She can never let her guard down around her. She has always, since really, since I came back into her life, use every word she can to try and hurt me in every way she can, do it just because she can. There is nothing I or Naya or anyone home could have done to reach her. And all I could do was watch her self-destruct slowly but surely over and over without access to any of the comforts that back home someone like that would have done. No medication, no therapist, not even the rest of her family. It was just us. Over and over, I had to watch her just self-destruct. Yummy thought I should have gone further, but I couldn't. Naya was willing to do anything if she thought anything would have worked, even... Well, I'm not going to say it. And I couldn't suffer that, and I thought, I think I'm going to have to be the one that does something horrible, because I need... Even if she hates me for it, and she has every right to do it, her well-being is worth more than that. But even that, I don't have the... I am not that person. I cannot do it. And for all that I know that it's not... You're not a father, right?
Not currently, not this life, but I have.
I hope you never have to experience seeing someone you love more than life itself just slowly self-destructing in a cycle that you know is going to kill them, and you can do nothing about them. Nothing about it. You cannot help them. It is more harrowing decision than I can really talk about. If she continued the way she was going, I think she would have died. Hell, I still don't know if she's gonna make it, even though I'm seeing more improvement from her than I ever have before. This has happened before. She has gotten invested in things for a bit, and then she just gives up. It doesn't catch her flight long enough, and she just gives up, and it destroys her utterly, forever. And I think if this doesn't work, this might be it for her. I have tried everything I can. I am not the person equipped for this. And there was no one else. And there is no one else. I took this journey because I am not enough, and I did not think the angels were enough. And I thought surely the people of Oligara might be, but if this doesn't work, I don't even know if that's the case. She's gonna collapse. I genuinely think this might be her one last shot.
Well, she has found her gift.
I know, but
Something
the
that
problem isn't the gift.
the problem now is that she has an awareness about what has happened to her.
It doesn't really matter.
Nia, you're
It
relatively
doesn't matter.
confident that there is next to no way that she could have picked up on it.
It
Even
doesn't
by
really
your...
matter.
It doesn't matter, Nia.
She has...
He says sternly.
I don't think so, but okay.
She is aware that something has transpired to her.
I know. I mean, you told me that right now.
Eventually, this needs to be another point of conversation, because she needs to understand. Currently, it's crippling to her as is.
Hilarious, I have
She
lost
doesn't.
my
She does.
daughter long since I met her.
She is still your daughter, and she is still here.
Yes, I have a responsibility to get her through this. I have a responsibility to make sure that she gets the help that she needs, that she finds her lot in life. I have a responsibility to make sure that she's happy and that she's sated and that she's fed. And I want her to find...
You also have a responsibility to tell her the truth.
So, if you want me to tell her, I'll tell her. Then what?
Right now, she needs just a little bit of time. I had a conversation with her where I understood that, but eventually, she needs to understand this if she's going to move beyond it.
And then I will tell her that. That's fine. It will not change anything. but
For you,
that's
maybe,
fine.
but it will. But it will not. For you, maybe, but it will for her.
Sure. See, if she survives past this long enough for that to happen, it's already a win.
He stands up. Survival is never really just enough.
Survival is always better than the next worst option. Hilarious.
What'd she say again?
It's always better than the next worst option.
No, it's not. Take it from someone who's lived many lifetimes. Just surviving is not preferable to the other option.
As long as she's alive, she has hope to get better and live someday. Her affliction got her killed, that's it for her. Would never have become anyone else. I think that because she's here, there might be a future for her. I think she might someday make friends of her own, family of her own, find a passion of her own. I think bringing her here was the best thing I could have done. And I am really, really grateful for what you've done for her. I cannot ever thank you enough for that. All the gratitude in any number of lives would not be enough to express how thankful I am for you. To you for that. But she is lost to me. You understand?
He shakes his head. She is not lost to you.
Hilarious, the woman has the girl has loathed me since I came back into her life, no matter how much I've tried to talk to her. There is nothing else I can do.
Parenthood is sometimes a long and thankless process. Sometimes you want to give up, but you can't.
I've not given up.
Sounds like you have, Nia. You said
I
that
will
she's lost
do
to you.
my utmost to make sure that she lives happily, that she has everything that she needs, that she is cured of her affliction, and she gets to be happy, because that's all I've wanted for her. I will do everything in my power to make sure that she gets to be a person, that she doesn't have to suffer like this forever. There will never come a day when I am not going to be willing to go to hell and back for her. I will always try to listen to her. I will always give her whatever she wants that I can give, as long as it's not like, bad for her to have it. That is not what I meant. I cannot. Our relationship is soured already. That's it. I don't think there's much fixing that, and I'm fine with that. If she gets to live happily, if she gets to be better, to get past this, to live like everyone else gets to live, I don't mind that she hates me forever. I will continue to love her until the end of days, but if this is the cost I have to pay for her to be fixed, I don't mind. Then I don't think there's much I can do about that, and that's fine, honestly. I have come to grips with that. My place in this has come, and I think now it's time for her to learn from others. And she is doing that. And again, I'm more thankful than words can express for you to have taken her under the wing for this passion of hers. I hope every night that it sticks. Because she's my child. I will do anything for her.
He opens his mouth as if he's getting ready to say something, closes it, and then just says, I'll leave you to contemplations. And he walks away.
Goodbye.
Okay, I'm done. You can pass.
Let's go back to Kevin. Let's go. Go, Kevin. Do something.
I am in a box.
Escape.
Yeah, Kevin, escape.
Hear that, Kevin? Escape. The DM's telling you to do it. Do it, Kevin. Escape.
Yeah, the DM is telling me to die again. Yes.
If you escape,
So
it's
are you-
fine, right?
Are you actually going to escape by dying?
No. If I do manage to successfully escape the glass box, then I die. That's how this works.
Well, it sounds like you just need to escape it about 9 times and you can play a different character finally.
I'm sure there's something you can do.
Name it. Name the
I don't
thing I can
fucking
do.
know.
Die and take
Ah,
the
s-
long regenerate and take the super long regeneration.
Starve yourself to death 9 times.
Roll charisma. Seduce, Kevin. Do
Because
it.
if you take the longest regeneration in the world, maybe they'll toss you into like a refuse heap afterwards.
That is a very
Just like
risky plan, but it might actually work.
because if it's taking forever to it's taking literally forever for you to regenerate, maybe they'll eventually just like get rid of you. You're done. You're tapped out.
Yeah, it's not, the problem is that if they destroy the body, they're fucked. But Kevin's fucked.
I mean, what other options does Kevin really have at this point that he actually would he consider?
I don't think he has many, honestly. It's not even a bad plan, just super risky.
Come on, Kevin, rub those two brain cells together. You got this.
Wow.
You think there's two
Just
brain
because-
cells in there?
I was gonna say, just because he lost intelligence again.
Are you shitting
Fine
me?
then. Take your solitary brain cell, cut it in half, and rub those together. Maybe you make more.
That's what he needs to do. Damage his only remaining brain cell.
Oh, the other way around hasn't been working.
Rub the two halves together, start a fire. It's fine.
There we go. Eventually they'll combust.
That requires having 2 halves to begin with.
Oof.
Come on, you can do it.
And you know, if they're perfectly smooth, there's not going to be a lot of friction either.
You can do it, Kevin. Do it, Kevin. Escape, Kevin. You can do it, Kevin.
I mean, that sounds like the only real plan, because otherwise you're just going to be in this endless cycle of torture. At the very least, if you die and you extend your regeneration for as long as like possible or reasonable, then maybe they're
Do you
just
have
going
a
to
DM
toss it to
question?
the side.
No.
Fucking hell.
Am I able to give him one of my DM questions? I have 2. Can I give one to Kevin if you wanted to spend it for this purpose? I don't know if you can just give resources like that.
I prefer when players are in the same area when they do that.
Prefer. Hold on. Important wording. Prefer.
It has been done before.
This is
Correct.
a unique circumstance.
Yes, it is. You're welcome. Unless Sabo was right. I mean, they did have a point. You might want to play a different character. That might be the reason here.
Doesn't sound like he wants to play different characters.
I am intrigued to see where this goes, even if morbidly so.
Maybe Kevin just wants to know how long James can keep Kevin alive, despite Kevin's best efforts. Usually James is happy to kill off player characters.
Chosen one, derogatory.
He's tried. He's really tried to kill Kevin.
Sometimes circumstances conspire for the dumbest character alive to also be the luckiest.
Just like Orn. No matter how hard I try
Orn
to kill
do?
them, they keep coming back. Sets up entire boss fight for people to kill Orn. Orn just leaves and no one's got a problem with it.
I don't think in that boss fight they had a big chance of defeating War.
Well, no, but also I was optimistic.
If you wanted Dorn to die, there's something you shouldn't have done in that boss fight.
Oh?
Like, you did the one thing you shouldn't have done if you wanted something good to happen.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. Okay. So continuing
What are you
on.
What are you oh-hoing for? What the fuck did I miss?
I cannot tell you.
Implied.
No, it
Oh,
cannot be
okay.
said out loud.
Okay.
But I think the three of us are thinking the same thing.
The absence of something.
Anyway, let's move on.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Cool. I'm glad we're all on the same page.
Let's move on.
Okay. So do you want to build a snowman?
Do you wanna build a snowman? So, will you allow the transfer of the results in these special circumstances if we don't want to watch Kevin not play for 15 billion years?
I'm not going to say no.
Kevin,
No
do you want?
various?
I have 2 DM questions. Do you want one for this? For this?
I won't turn it down. However, what would the question even be?
It's up to you.
Most likely, how long to stay dead before they so you can get away with it before they destroy your fucking body, if that's even a. But I don't know. You have the brains of your own. But I don't know. God, I'm so awake today.
I don't
Just to
really know
remind you all,
what-
the person watching Kevin is literally playing games with him so that he can eat him.
Yeah.
Hold on. I might be cooking here, James. So they're
Okay.
eating Kevin, right?
Yep.
Celestial regenerate inside of him. Is that what you're thinking?
Yep. If the biggest Kevin, if the biggest piece of Kevin is inside of him,
Make him eat you whole.
This isn't
Ha.
the first time that a Celestial has come up with this plan.
has it worked?
Try it. Try it and I'll show you the same rules I gave to the last one.
I don't like the implications of that one.
To be fair, this isn't the first time Kevin's used that plan. This would be the
Yeah.
6th time.
Listen,
Didn't
I'm
work
just
so well
saying,
the first 5.
you don't
Oh.
have a lot of other options, do you? Like, Even in the most
honestly, just from my current perspective, the best option that I see is wait it out.
that's gonna take like almost a decade, probably over a decade actually.
Okay, and how long are you guys gonna be still in Elgara?
No, but I mean that's like the fastest possible rescue is we get this
Yeah.
shit, the research done, and Nilvarius teleports us. That's the fastest possible option.
Oh, we get the research done. We'll take the ship, but yes.
I mean the fastest possible, and that would they take like 9 years, possibly 10. Most likely we take the ship. The ship's slower than teleport, right?
Not that much. In the
And yeah, it's
in the
still like
grand
10
scheme
years.
of things, it's gonna be about that many years. I think
Also, it's the least convenient option for the people holding him hostage.
Yes, I'm sure the guy that's eating you for fun and for shit and giggles is gonna really hate it to eat you for shit and
well,
giggles for 10 years.
well, okay. So let's say Kevin tries to break out. What's going to happen next? What
That
does Kevin do once
Kevin
he's
is out
broken
of the
out?
glass box, still being watched by the demon who's eating him regularly, and with no armor, no shield, no weapons, probably cut down and killed, and then eaten anyway.
We don't want
Sounds about
that.
right. I don't. The problem is that Kevin tries to escape. There's not much Kevin can do. I think it sounds like the best option Kevin has is get eaten, wait for the demon to leave, and regenerate elsewhere, unless digested Kevin doesn't count as parts of Kevin. The second best option, I suppose, is to try and broker a deal with these demons. And I don't think there's anything else. There's no breaking out. So, one question you can ask one of these, or you can wait, I guess. Those
I mean,
ask how viable is a deal if you want to get out. If you would even contemplate doing a devil deal in the first place.
No, Kevin probably wouldn't. But this demon's not like playing games with Kevin and eating chunks of him because he's hungry. This is a game to the demon. This is just for funsies.
Yeah, for shits and giggles.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what it changes.
I mean, the only like bargaining chip that Kevin really has at his disposal, like, would be if it was the other way around. If the demon was just using Kevin as a food source.
Well, for a devil deal, you have other bargaining chips.
It is a demon.
It's a devil deal, after all, or a demon deal. They will take all sorts of shit. They will take your unborn child.
Yeah, I just don't think Kevin's interested.
Well, then
You don't have a child.
You don't have anything to go with.
Yeah, so his best course of option is wait.
Right. By the way, James, I responded.
Yeah, I know. I'm just thinking.
Unrelated, but how's the training of my apprentice going?
6 out of 10.
And how's my report with them?
I mean, the guy's a bit of an asshole.
Yeah, but I rolled really high in the social checks.
Yeah. So he's an obedient asshole.
Does he like me?
Yes.
Lovely.
Mostly because you're not very strict with him. Or mean to him.
No, I'm
Or
not.
bossy to him.
Like, well, I mean, it's good that Nia replaced her child with something else.
Didn't replace the child. She just couldn't spend the whole day on the child, or the child would fucking die. The exhaustion mechanics.
Just enchant the child some more. What's the problem?
Well, it didn't even work. If it would have worked, she probably would have keep doing it. Actually, no, I don't think she would. She's too much of a bitch for that. Sometimes I really miss Volpass. Volpass would just do whatever works. Hey, James.
Yep.
Does my sin stop me from using innate spells that are once per day abilities?
If they conflict with it, yes.
Okay, so even something like an innate once per day cast of invisibility would not be able to be cast,
Correct.
right?
Okay. Is there anything else Nilvarius and Neil would like to say?
Can I end the session already?
No. I've got a whole bunch to go. Well, we're probably going to be about half an hour overtime.
Oh, lovely. I'm happy with that.
Oh yes, let's do it.
Obviously, I still spend time with Viv, assuming she actually want to. I leave the conversation, I don't bring that up until she might be ready. Give an opportunity to stew over the conversation, but he still spends time with her, teaching her, just generally not necessarily worrying about that stewardship, teacher sort of always being the teacher stuff, just
Yep.
generally spending time with her. That in between that and also, working and researching, since you reminded me that I actually had an active tally for that.
I'm gonna spend time researching into library, I guess, and training. Looking around. She's got a lot of shit to do, honestly.
Yep.
Nia is the sort of thing that the person that literally cannot rest. So every time she's not doing something with her apprentice or seeing if it wants to spend time with her, which I don't think she does,
Nope.
she is doing something. She is. Every second of her time is spent somewhere.
Yep.
She calculates how long she has to sleep and how long she has to spend doing nothing so she doesn't go insane. Which can be argued is a form of insanity, but I don't think anyone here is going to argue for that.
Okay. Sorry, just doing a little bit of math.
Yep, that's fine. Is there a blacksmith in town?
There is 3.
How much do they ask for stuff in average?
They don't ask for money.
What do they ask for?
Time, really. Their
How
backlog
much time?
of expertise goes back nearly 2 decades,
Meaning?
meaning it takes about 20 years to get what you ask for.
Sabo is also too busy. It must mean that's the case for every single crafter in town.
A lot of them. Some of them have shorter requests, but a lot of them got backlogged majorly due to having to stop to try and move the entire city.
Yep, I figured. Because she wanted to go to a blacksmith, into a tailor, into a runesmith. Are any of them not super mega hyper backlogged?
They don't have runesmiths.
Well, who does the enchantment stuff? It's not a runesmith anymore. Sorry, enchanters, I guess. Well, no, I'm an enchanter. Who enchants weapons and armor?
What is the word for it? Inventors is probably the closest
Yeah,
classification for it. But it's really just more crafters in general.
yeah. So,
There's not really
do
a
any of
distinction
those?
in this city compared to other cities where they've got specific roles for specific things.
Yeah, do any of those have a backlog of about 8 or 7 years? I can wait 8 7 years, maybe even 10. But after that is a bit up there.
Hmm. One of them could fast track you, but
Would they
it's
be
going to come
willing
with an
to?
IOU.
What's that do?
They might need something and they'll get you to go get it. Could be a resource or something.
If it's within my powers, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay, Nia. What are you after?
Sorry.
What are you after from the crafter?
So, which one of the things?
Elaborate.
I told you I was looking for a smith. Was it the same person?
Yeah, they're wondering like trying to get more specifics on exactly what you're looking for.
Oh, so she would show them her spear? For polearm, sorry?
They look at it.
It's an artifact that they made. That she made. She's very proud of it. I understand
Made
they probably
is-
make the shows.
They find the use of the word made concerning because it's not a perfect fusion, it is a... Oh, how would you even describe that? Abnormality.
Yeah, but she's not exactly a crafter, so she thinks it's pretty neat for what she can do, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Is there any way she can improve upon it? She would ask them, really.
Tampering with artifacts is incredibly dangerous.
Yeah, so probably not. But one of the abilities that... Anyway, so this was made using her main weapon, right? It's a weapon that was very important to her,
Okay.
and it was a weapon that she spent... Well, it was her main weapon, really. It was the thing that she used to fight, to protect herself, to protect her friends. And it had a lot of magic on it, enchantments and stuff, and it's all... Well, it doesn't exist anymore, right? It's a base weapon again, if that makes sense to you. So she's a bit scared that she's gonna be gimped, like she's gonna be underpowered on the next time. So she really needs a polearm. Thankfully, this weapon has a special ability to combine with other weapons, kind of take their powers onto itself. But she didn't really have anything to use that on anymore because it all went into the creation of it. Kind of died during the process, but like whatever. That was kind of intentional. So she's looking to have a weapon made. And the second thing is less important. She just wanted to, like, she was wanted to have a suit tailored. And they do that really well in Elgara. Like a suit made, sorry. Doesn't even have to be one of the coolest ones with the fancy materials or anything, but she understands if that's all they do. She's super willing to pay literally everything she has for this, but if they don't ask her money, then that's her money, it's fine.
Well, they don't really use money here.
Yeah, I know. Just, it's less about... This was a way to express how willing she was to repay them for their efforts rather than about the money specific information, if that makes sense.
Yep.
It's all that she really has to offer, you know?
Yep.
But yeah, that's it.
Okay. They tell you it's not going to take high priority, but they might be able to get it done within the next decade.
Alright. She's gonna thank them for it.
As for clothes, you're going to have to go to someone else.
It's fine. Is there anyone else in the city that I could go for that?
The tailor.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for that.
Okay.
And investigate that. You don't have to waste time on me if you don't want to right now.
No, I'm just
I'll write
looking
down.
up some
I'm writing
notes at
down
the
a...
moment.
Yeah, I'm writing up a detailed list of everything I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna have some questions in like 10 minutes, if it's okay.
Okay, Sabo and Novarius.
Yes, sir.
Are there any specifics that you two are getting up to at the moment?
I would find Nalvarius, and
Well, in between helping and whatnot, he would. Since I'm finished training, I'd be doing my research. Since you reminded me that I have an active tab, and obviously spending time with Viv.
All right.
I would find Nalvarius and just let him know that Viv told me you've been helping her, and well, I wanna contribute. I I think just going to teach her some tricks I have for keeping in control. Hope that will make her more confident.
It is good. She can draw, draw inspiration and learn from multiple people. That would be good. Did she ever open up to you about the specifics of our interaction or what she revealed?
Not much, just that something to do with her mother's and that you've been helping her. So
I
don't
guess.
I don't know what we can do to influence them, or if it's
I get
possible.
Well, I guess keep it between us right now. I've already confirmed it with
Yeah.
Nia, but Viv was under the impression, and it's likely the cause of a lot of her problems right now, is that Nia may have magically compelled her to alter her personality. She believed it, and she's not quite ready to come to terms with that, whether or not Nia actually did do it. But after conversing with Nia, she confirmed that she tried. For her own safety, she believed that she would likely take her own life or cause harm to herself and to others and other behavioral issues, but she did attempt to modify Viv's personality, in an attempt to stabilize her. Which eventually, Viv needs to come to terms with that and have that conversation with her mother. But I'm not sure when exactly to really approach that subject.
I agree. I think it's best that you handle the interaction with Nia on this, and if you can find a way to convince Nia to make amends, it would be
Nia,
best. I do
Nia,
not think Viv will be ready to do that herself for a very long time.
Nia is willing to do it. The real issue here is really working with Viv to eventually confront her mother until she needs to get past it. But keep it in mind because she's spending time with you as well.
I understand. I do not think. I think this is too much to be putting on a child. Nia's the adult here.
How old is Viv now?
Forcing
Viv
Viv
is
to confront
currently
her
15.
mother is
She's 15?
ridiculous.
Oh.
Very close to being an
The problem,
adult by human standards.
Well,
but
not
the
by
problem with it
tablet
is,
standards.
That's fair. I'm just pointing it
but
out for Nalvarius.
Yeah.
but when it comes to humans, she ages in a very similar way. At a certain point in time, if something like this doesn't get resolved, it'll never be resolved. It needs to happen sooner rather than later if she's able to move beyond it.
Oh yes, and
Otherwise,
Nia is the one who needs to make this happen.
You think so? Nia
Yes.
needs to be one to approach and come
Nia
clean.
is the adult here.
All right. Perhaps over the next few days we can try and gently get Viv into the thought of maybe being ready for the conversation. I'm not sure how.
I do not think that we should. Well, I do not think we should be pushing Viv towards this. Not. She
You know what,
needs
you're-
someone.
you know what?
She needs someone who she can trust, who is fully on her side. She doesn't need us to be. If we start to look like we are taking, if we even start to look like we're taking Nia's side, she's gonna stop trusting us. I
You're right.
think we have to avoid that at all costs.
You're right. You're right. All right then. For the next few days, I'll be sure to go speak with Nia, and she needs to come clean and do what she can to make amends.
Whatever it
And
is, it has to come from her.
Agreed.
All right.
All right.
And yeah, that's the conversation for me.
All right. I guess I go find Nia. Probably the next day.
Yep. Nia,
Wherever I find
Navarius has come looking for you.
I guess maybe one other thing I would have told Novaris is to not rush it too much. It would be a bit too fucking weird if in the week that she told us this, Nia all of a sudden had a change of heart.
No, I imagine there's been plenty of time passing. I wouldn't imagine it's like happened the same week or even fucking the same month. Honestly.
Yeah, because James said the next day, so that's what I'm. Or you said the
okay.
next day.
I'd
Oh,
presume
well,
this had
okay.
been happening fairly close together, but if you guys want there to be time gaps, I'm fine with that as well.
Just a bit. But at
Yeah, there'd be a
least.
little. Yeah. I
About
guess
a
I made the
month.
assumption that it. Yeah. And then then after that time period, go find Nia. Wherever I find Nia at, is Nia actually still in? If a month has passed, is Nia still actually in town?
Nia? Nia, are you there?
Nia's out of town.
Nia, are you aware that you're muted?
Nia? 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 Nia?
Hello,
Yeah.
sorry, I was trying to use a bathroom. Hello. Didn't
Okay.
even manage to get there. Oh, yes?
Okay. So, Yami tells you it's time to go.
Why?
There's no more good you can do here.
What do you mean?
Any more time spent here is only going to be wasted.
Can you elaborate?
What is still keeping you here?
I need to be around for Nilvaris and Sabo for when they're done with their research so we can go help Kevin. Or at least try and get the stuff back anyway. At the very least. anything I do to try and get there myself is going to be less efficient. It's going to take longer. Sure, I want to. It kills me to be here like this. But the reality is that if I do anything right now, I'm going to be doing less, not more. The ship and Novarius are our fastest ways of travel, so even if I disregard everything else, the only ways to accomplish anything about what I want to accomplish are waiting. I wish there was more I can do, but I don't know what. I can just go pack my bags now, but even if I do that, I'm just going to be on the road for longer than it would have been to just wait here until I do something.
It's always about the journey.
I've always found that, like, yeah, it is about the journey, but also, like, you're not better for climbing the mountain instead of taking the steps there. That's just inefficient.
No, but if they hadn't have taken the wrong turn, they wouldn't have ended up in America. It was the journey that mattered.
Counterpoint. Would if anyone want to be in America?
Counterpoint. Would anyone want to be from Earth?
You know what? Too fucking shy.
You know, I'd rather be on Earth than in Celestia.
I don't know about that one. I'll think about it. Thank you.
The longer you wait,
Meta, when I say I
the
think
more
about
likely
you,
you are to miss.
miss what?
Who knows? You don't.
You mean my time doing nothing?
Sure.
Should I? Are you saying we should just leave and come back to Elgara later?
I'm saying you should leave Elgara. I'm not telling you to come back.
Yeah, but I need Nilvarius and Tabo to go rescue. We just had this conversation.
And you're still not listening.
Yeah, you're not being very clear.
I am being as clear as I can. I am telling you what to do. This is not one of those situations where it is vague and the person is giving you guidance on different paths you can take. I am outright telling you what you should do, and you are purposely ignoring me.
'Cause your logic is kinda shit. Alright, I'll listen to you for a bit. Give me time to think.
I gave you a month.
Hmm.
Okay, Novarius and Sabu. Novarius,
Okay,
you're the
I
one
will
who's
now
sent to
go
find
and
Sabu.
use the bathroom. Please, no one call me. Is that okay? Are we all clear on this?
But Novarius is right here to talk to you.
Oh, fuck. Okay, never mind. Go on.
Would Sabo wanted to come for the initial interaction or no? No, yeah, that's what I thought.
Sabo
Okay, so
doesn't want to be.
Sabo doesn't want
Well,
this to be a him problem.
well,
Sabo, those are words I live by. I am all for this.
Alright, do you want to talk to him,
and
Nilvarius?
I understand Sabo's actual intention, and I do not require him to be there.
Okay. What do you want?
I think it's an appropriate time that you talk to your daughter, and
Alright.
come clean.
Okay.
Obviously, you need to explain what happened, but I know that you're also sorry about what you've done. You probably should do your best to apologize to her, because
I do not
obviously
think that will
she's
be...
really hurting. What matters is the effort, and it's not something that can continue any longer. if she ages like any other human, we're going to pass the opportunity for her to actually have some closure on this.
All right. I'll talk to them. Thank you.
Was Naya ever part of any of these conversations?
No. Naya does not believe Nia did anything wrong.
I wanted to
Naya
go
doesn't
further.
believe.
I told you this.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Both Naya and Yami wanted to go way further on this. Nia's just a bitch.
No, it means that she has a little bit more of a conscience to know that that doing that is generally wrong. Anyways, I
Well, yeah, I
guess
guess I'm gonna go talk to them.
I guess I go with Nia, but sort of detached from her, but just present.
She yawns. She seems tired.
Okay. When you show up, Naya's gonna leave you to her,
Yep.
and they've asked what you want.
Novaris told me I should probably talk to you.
It should have been your idea, Nia, not mine.
I'm
Yeah,
there's
it's
no way
okay.
I would have known that what happened if you didn't tell me. She would have caught me up on it.
Yeah,
She's not
no, it's
stupid.
fine. You're acting character. It's all good. Continue.
Hello.
Hi. What do you want?
I've only ever charmed you for a month at most. Most likely less. 3 weeks at most. If I was lying, Ilvaris would tell you. Pointed Ilvaris kind of lazily.
You say that so easily.
Yes.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
She just stares at you blankly.
I'm sure there's more. There's more to this, Nia, than what
Yes. I needed to find a way to reach you. I was afraid you were going to destroy yourself. Conversations were not working. Trying to attract you with traits were not working. You avoided us. You were violent to Naya. You were aggressive to Lucian, right? James? Who I hoped was going to be a peer to you. Every attempt from every angle missed you. Even coercing you into conversations did not work. Just about every measure that I could possibly think of was not working, and I thought, I have to do something or she's going to self-destruct. I just need a way to reach her for a tiny bit so I can understand what's happening and I can help her. Just the smallest glimpse. Because the way things were going, nothing was going to happen. And I am sorry. I really am. I don't think I should have done that. Not to you. I was desperate. I did not know how to help you, and I still do not. I am happy that bringing you here was the right decision at the end of the day.
She is
You are
speechless.
free to hate me for however long you like, possibly forever. I have long since accepted that. I am very sorry. I truly am. Being responsible for a child is difficult, and frankly, you were self-destructing. You still are, but I think you're getting better. with none of the resources that I would have normally called upon. So Navaris, before you ask, the reason she's not mentioning the fact that Naya and Yami mentioned anything like more extreme options is because she's trying to take the blame onto herself.
Okay.
You are absolutely right to resent me for that. It is your full right, and I will understand if you continue to do so. You should not at all feel any conflict about that, and I hope that understanding the full truth of what happened will give you some peace of mind in the future. If not, I apologize. I do not think there's much more I can do. I only hope that you find some measure of happiness here.
She just stares at you.
Nia stares back.
There's an absence in her eyes.
Nia stares back. She is completely blank-faced. She sounded genuinely remorseful, and when she was apologizing and looked at the way too, but after she finished, she just kind of breathed in and kind of cleared her face a bit and just kind of stared at her with compassion for a little bit before just waiting. She's got her guard up though. Not that it's visible, but
How long would you like to stare at her for?
yes. Eventually she's gonna run.
Well, yeah, you're actually right on that. Takes nearly 20 minutes.
I was ready to wait for 20 days, so that's a win.
You are trying to win against your fucking child. What the
I don't think
fuck?
you understand what I'm doing here.
And there's something
Yeah, you're
just,
making
that
sure
just clicks in place.
that
When I say that's a
you don't
win,
have
I
to
mean that's a win
deal
for me.
with her anymore. Ever.
I want her to feel free to talk to me. I want the conversation to end on her terms, not mine.
And she bolts.
Nia was waiting. Yeah, I know she bolts, and that's her right. Nia's not going to chase after her. She's going to try to initiate a conversation after a while. Just have to
Viv,
give
do
her
you want to do you want to say anything? Do you want to say anything to her? You can express anything you want in any words that you need.
You.
She's just running as hard as she can.
I think she needs time.
I run after her.
I'm going to follow, but walking.
I let her keep the lead, but I do follow after her.
Yep, she's heading towards the tower in the center of town. Ace's tower.
Okay. Did she stop at all?
No, but she keeps running as hard as she can.
He actually, just catches up to her, and just
She activates her
grabs her.
gate and starts using parallax. Though, even then, you're still as fast.
I have a standing 40-foot movement, but I catch up to
Yeah,
her,
but that
grab her,
boosts
and
her
just
up
like,
to 40 feet of movement.
oh, okay.
Look at her
I
go. What
catch up
level is
to
she?
her.
3.
She's got 1 level. That's funny.
I try and catch up to her, and then like grab her and actually just hug her.
Yep, when you grab her, she tries to pull free. It's like she's got a singular thought on her mind.
He holds on to her. If she tries like hitting him, then he just like takes it. Is she crying
Can't
at
hit
all,
her
or
AC.
She's not crying, her face is kind of focused, but also distantly focused.
Viv, talk to me? If I need to roll an athletics versus her acrobatics or something, then
You've
we
got
can
her gripped.
do that because I'm okay. Viv, talk to me.
Let me go.
You need to talk to me, please. I know it's hard. Couldn't even begin to imagine how awful that actually is, and the strength that it took for you to hear it. Please don't run from me. Talk to me.
I'll talk to you later. There's someone else I need to talk to first.
Promise me you're not going to do anything rash.
Her eyes lock on yours for the first time, and you see... This is beyond anger. I'd say it's even beyond hatred. It's just violence. Utter violence. The will to kill. No, the will to make soul coins would be the best description.
What are you going to do?
Leave me alone, Novarius. I will not ask again. Space begins to warp in her hand.
Can she even do anything against Alvarez?
I mean, she could still cause him harm. It might be a little bit difficult, but I mean, I'm
very
actively
difficult.
I'm actively embracing her, so I'm assuming I don't have my full AC. But regardless, she's definitely still capable of actually causing harm.
Even if she crits you, I don't think she can do much damage to you.
The best shot she has is coup de grace. But I doubt he's going to roll a nat 1.
Also, I should be close enough to watch now, right?
Yes.
If you talk to me, then I will let you go. You matter to me, Viv.
If you don't let me
I
go,
would
I'm
not
never
have...
going to talk to you again. Make me a diplomacy check, Novarius. You are leveraging
Okay.
your relationship.
I am going to give him a skill boost.
I don't see my dice. Why is it lagging?
You got a 25, you rolled a 4 plus 21.
Not roll a 1. Oh my god, I rolled a 1.
Why?
Incredible.
I did. Can I reject it? I didn't want it. Anyways,
if you want, you can reject it. Yes.
Yeah, I didn't want it
I don't
anyways.
think you can necessarily reject
Yeah,
it after it's rolled.
he's already.
No, yeah,
he
but I
already did
said I'm gonna give him a skill check, and he didn't say anything. He can reject it. It should be.
I was going to give
within
myself a
accept.
plus. I don't trust those D10 rolls. I would have given
Oh, then
myself a plus
yeah,
3.
James, I rejected. I didn't like give him a chance, so I'm
I
gonna.
was going to give myself. I'm going to give myself a plus 3, not a fucking. I don't trust D10 rolls. I haven't used that
That's
once.
fine. I defied your usage. I'm sorry. I'm gonna
No, I'm going.
reject that. Yeah.
I am going to use a. I'm going to use an inspiration to give myself plus 3 to get to 28.
Do that
I will
then.
never use those. I will never use those D10 rolls. No, thank
Yep.
you.
I was rash. I apologize.
There's nothing in the ability that requires the player's consent.
Yeah, but I can undo it with your inspirations, right? So I'm gonna pay. Or 5, sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I always yeah, I meant to ask them, but
I am going to spend an inspiration. Give myself plus 3, so the total is 28. Still a garbage roll, but I'll take it.
oh, she's low level. She's level 3.
There's a sheer desperation in her eyes. Almost like she's drowning.
Should we find some place that we can sit and talk, and afterwards I will let you go. But I want us to talk first, and I promise I will let you go. Can we do that first? I promise to you.
They said it was my fault.
Yeah, they did.
None of this would have happened if I wasn't broken.
You're not broken, Viv. Some people go and meander through their entire lives and not finding something that suits them, something that they excel at. You've learned something that you excel at and you have a passion for. And you're only going to get better over time. It was wrong for her to say that it was your fault, and I don't think it was. As I said, people can spend a lifetime and not accomplish as much as you have. There are people in the world who become farmers and become nothing more than that. There's nobility in that job, in that profession, but you achieve something that few mortals will ever be able to achieve.
Only because I was too broken to...
No. You weren't broken. You just didn't find something that suited you, that you liked. And that can be sometimes difficult. It may have been difficult for you before, but you have something, you have a skill. You were never broken. You just were missing something, and you found it. I love you like a daughter, Viv. You practically are an adopted one as far as I'm concerned. I will always tell you the truth, and that is the truth. True to his promise, that she's probably calming down, I'm assuming. She's calming down a little bit.
It's less that she's calming down, it's more she's disassociating.
true to his word, he does actually like releases his like grip on her, and actually just like instead of like a restraining hug, he actually like a more of a patting hug kind of thing. You may not have learned it from either of your parents, but there are plenty of occasions where it is reasonable and worthwhile to cry. This is one of them. Let that anguish wash out of you.
I'm not sad.
Tears aren't always about sadness.
My family doesn't do sad.
That's a lie. Nia's sad all the time.
They do. They may not be particularly effective at showing it, but they do. It's a normal, everyday emotion. And you have every right to experience it. You have every right to be angry, every right to be frustrated. Does she do anything or say anything, or she's continuing to disassociate?
She's just so checked out. There's such a distant, violent look on her face. If I'm... I want her to die.
Killing her isn't going to change anything about how you feel.
I don't want to kill her. I want her to die. I've never tried to physically hurt them. I never saw the value in the point of it. With Naya, I wanted to hurt them because they forced me to fight all the time. And hurting them physically, it was my way of getting back at them. There's no balance to this. I just want them to die. There's no... I hate them. I hoped there was a reason. But the reason is I'm broken. And if it's not that I'm broken, then it's that they gave up on me.
If they gave up on you, then it's because they didn't understand what they could ever do to help.
They're meant to be a god. A God
have met
could not find a way to fix me.
more than my fair share over my lifetimes, and I can tell you that gods don't have the answers. And they are meddlesome. They don't have the answers to everything. They have the reasons for why they want things to happen the way that they do, but they don't have the answers to everything. They sometimes think they do, just like any mortals will sometimes believe that they have the answers to every question. And the reality is they don't. Divinity is not something to be held up on a pedestal.
They expect people to do things their way.
They do, yes, but so do mortals. I've yet to meet any sort of government official that tried to coerce me into doing something for them. I've met people who insisted that because I was an elf that I needed to help, that I was required to help. I've been told that I was required to use my magic to do things for others. People try and make other people do other things all the time, and sometimes they were malicious. Oftentimes they're malicious. But I don't think Naya's attempt was malicious, but out of sheer fear. She was incapable, both of them were incapable of understanding what you were going through. And they attempted to help, as inept as it was.
I never want to see them again. I am never going to see them again.
For what it's worth, Viv, I'm sorry that all this has happened. Truly sorry. And if there's a way that I could turn it back, I would. But it has happened. But we can move beyond it now. We can grow from this point. You are your own person.
Only
You don't
until
have to
they
let this
decide
define you.
that I'm too difficult and take that away again.
They won't take it away from you again.
Why not?
Because I will be with you, and they will never be able to take it from you. And in time, as your skill and your power grows,
And what if they take it from
you
you?
won't need. They won't. They can't. They don't have the ability to do so.
What are you to a god?
Gods can be killed. It's happened many times over history. Just because they're a god doesn't mean they're immortal. Just because Nia is a celestial doesn't mean that she can live forever.
If I stay, I'm going to kill them.
You could choose to do that, or you can choose to become better than them.
I don't have it in me to be better.
You do. You just don't have it right now. Today has been a very difficult day for you. You may not have the strength right now, but you will, and I will be there for you every step of the way. You aren't alone, Viv.
She passes out.
I do my... How much does she weigh? Can my zero strength actually pick
75
my
pounds.
zero?
Really
Okay.
tiny at this point, right?
Okay. So my zero strength is sufficient to carry her, even if I might be a little encumbered. So I go ahead and I pick her up, and I'm assuming that we have quarters in town. So I go to where exactly we've been, sleeping. I'm assuming there's some sort of inn or whatnot, or other arrangements are made. But I go there and I put her in bed, and I read a book.
Okay.
And
When
just
does anyone bother
save
to
it.
tell me?
I mean, you probably I'm kind of slowed right now, so you probably see me carrying her passed out body, through town, maybe.
I don't know if this town is that small.
No, it's fairly large. About a third of all buildings aren't even used.
Wait, really? A third of the buildings?
Yeah.
Damn.
They're for
Are they
elves
gonna
who
fly
went
the
out
unused?
and haven't come back.
Are they gonna move those too?
Yeah.
Face.
Am I
Anyway.
able to Am I able to do sendings inside of the town, or is it inside of Elgara,
Yes.
or no?
Now that magic has been the speed of magic has been resumed, you can.
Okay, then I go ahead, and because I don't want to leave her. I don't want to leave her side. I do a sending to Sabo. One of my big my big sendings.
All right.
I gotta get the spell from you.
No, you're not.
I said I gotta get that spell from you.
Ah.
My big spell requires a significant feat commitment to work.
Oh man.
Right?
I go into sending. Nia did talk to Viv. It didn't exactly go particularly well. She's currently unconscious and resting right now.
I'm gonna come over to Nilvarius, get the full story.
Yeah, when he comes over, he gives him the full thing.
And then I'm going to go find Nia.
I believe at this point she should be around her room, so you should be able to find her.
I'm just gonna say,
Hey, dude. How you
look,
doing?
I am a little bit should I put it
You want to sit down?
confused. No, it's okay, I won't be too long.
Okay.
So I don't know what you were thinking, blaming your daughter for being depressed.
I'm thinking that it's better that she hates me than her whole family.
Well, if you
Okay, I'm gonna
decide,
I'm
that's
gonna be
okay,
straight with
that's
you, okay?
okay. Whatever reason it was, I don't really care. But whatever you did basically means that she does not want to be in the same city as
I know.
any
I'm
of
dealing with
you.
you. I'm dealing with it. I'm hoping that she's okay with being in the same city with Naya, but I'm not sure their dynamic has always been strained, even before I came into the picture.
I don't think so, and I think that at this point, since myself and Novarius are staying in the city for another 5 years, we can look after her until she's
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm
of
doing.
age. And please do not try to contact her until she does it herself.
I know.
This
That was
is
the plan.
not what she needed to hear. But
Well, I couldn't really light her face. And if I gave more than I'd give, like, I couldn't light her face at all, period. So if I try to make it sound pretty, Nilvaris was going to call me out on it. I was also not willing to tell her that I did what I did, because I was fairly sure that she was going to die, and also her mother would have done worse. I don't think she needs that from me. So, since she has hated me since day one, I would much rather she hate me more than ruin her relationship with the entire family. At least this way she has Naya.
okay, I'm not going to make
I know,
a
it's fine. I'm just explaining here.
right. We can agree to disagree on your course of actions.
Listen, what would you have done in my position, really?
Just take responsibility. Don't
I
blame
am.
her. No, you blamed her. You
I'm
said
not blaming her at
because
all.
you were your words.
It's not her
You said
fault.
your words. You told her because you were ill, I had to enchant you. She thinks it's all her fault now.
I
When
told her that I
she,
did it because I was afraid, and I couldn't see another
yeah,
way. Then I apologized and said it was wrong and that she was right to be mad at me.
well,
I
next
do not
time
understand how that's blaming it.
if you ever get a conversation with her, do not justify your actions. When you
I do not
justify
understand.
when you let me try to be clear. When you justify your actions, it sounds like you're making excuses.
But if I said
Even if
nothing,
it's
she
not
would not
your,
know why I did it.
she can ask you why you did it. If she
But she
asked
did.
you why you did it, she did not.
She wanted to know what happened and
She
why.
she did not ask you that. You, I've been explained, probably with enough detail, that you came out and gave all of this to her without her asking why.
Yes, I
And you started
was.
by explaining that you felt like you had no choice. That was not needed. That was not what she needed to hear. What she needed to hear is that you love her and you're very sorry about what happened, and and you will do anything to make it right. That is all she needed to hear.
That would not have been honest, though.
Do you not love her?
Of course I do, but she needs to know the story.
Will you not do everything to make it right?
Of course I do, but she needs to know the story.
That's for her to choose if she wants to know the story or not. The way you told the
Well,
story made her feel a certain way. That is what happened. Okay?
Novarius came to me and said I had to be honest. So I gave her all the data so she could make her own
I
decisions.
very well. So now the result is that she has to make her own decisions.
Well, yes, I
I
knew
want
this was going to happen.
okay. Well,
I just want her
um
to be able to live happily here, and she's
I
doing
want
that.
I want to be able to tell her when she wakes up that she is safe to stay in the city because you're
Yep,
not no longer here.
that was the
I'm
plan, yes.
sorry that this is how it is.
Sako, you
Um
don't need to apologize. It's okay.
okay. Well, I guess we'll sending you in about 6 years.
6 years?
It's how long we're going to be stuck here
Is
for.
that? Wasn't it 8?
Yeah, 8 year. Well,
Sometimes
7
months.
years. 7 years, 12 months.
All right,
Yeah.
in about 8 years.
Listen, how did I put this? So you know the Ghost of Future Past that you told me to stop listening to?
Yeah.
She told me to leave before that conversation, and I kind of instantly knew that this was gonna go poorly. But I thought it would have been dishonest to do anything else. She's not me, and I don't really understand how she works. Our methods of being depressed are different, but if it was me, I think I would have wanted to know everything that went behind the decision so that I would have a perfect understanding of every flaw that made it happen and have an apology. But I am not her. I cannot be anyone else.
That is very good observation, and brings me back to my point that you can let somebody else lead the conversation even if you're initiating it. You can come and say, my goal is to apologize and
Yeah, but
to try to make it right and not force anything else. And if she
Pablo,
says, I don't want to talk to you, you leave.
I need you.
And
Yeah,
if she
but
says, I
that's what
want
she
to
was
know
going
why
to do.
you did
That
it,
Sabos,
look,
sorry, Novarius told me that it was important for her development that I air this out before she has aged too much.
yes,
I
it
knew
was
as soon as he
important for
did
you
that
to
that I needed to do
come and
that.
say, correct. It was important for you to come and say, look, this is what happened. I'm very sorry. I want to make it right. That was what was needed. You needed what was needed. It was that was how you could have said it by taking full responsibility. That is just my opinion. You can disagree with it, but
I'm just
I'm
trying to do what I can.
I'm not blaming you.
I
I
know,
am
it's
simply
fine.
telling you how you could have done it, in my opinion, better.
I have never really understood people very well, except when I'm manipulating them, and I couldn't do that to her, so.
Right.
Like, ultimately?
Very difficult skill.
Oh,
I
did
understand.
someone die?
Bot
Oh,
did.
the bot. Yeah, like, I'm not the people person. I'm the charm you, deceive you, manipulate you, get you to
Well,
like me through emotional manipulation person. I'm not the good with
yes,
human
not
relationships person.
the best parent, in other words.
Yeah, I've never hidden that. I've
Maybe
trying my.
maybe while you have this time, try to rely a little bit less on manipulation.
Well, yes, I did this time. And, well,
Thank you.
listen, I knew this was going to happen, and I am sorry, but as I told her, and I'm telling you, I can only hope that this means that in the future, she is going to hate me and not Naya. And I hope Naya has the good sense to not tell her what she suggested. And I hope you guys keep that to yourselves because I think my daughter deserves to have one of her mothers in her life.
I'm going to get a piece of paper, put it in front of Nia. I don't think it's a good
Sure.
idea for you to be in front of her, but if you want to,
Yeah, I know. I've already written a letter.
apologize without justifying and
But probably, yeah.
do just that. That is a letter I will give to her in time.
Okay. I don't think it's going to get anywhere, but I am thankful. She has hated me since we met. I believe she will hate me until she dies. And honestly, as long as she gets better, I don't mind. She doesn't really owe me shit. As long as she gets happy in the end, honestly, I don't really care. You know what I mean? I have an obligation as her mother to ensure that she gets better. She gets the chance to live a happy life. That's all I want for her.
A life hating her mother is not going to be happy.
Well, at least she's got something in common with her old woman. Look at me go. But again, I tried for 5 years to find any way to communicate with her. I tried years before that to find any way to communicate. I could not. I promise you, every single venue I could think of, I tried. And I couldn't. So I thought, this needs the touch of someone more experienced than me. And I brought her here, and you know what? It worked. And I'm always going to be happy for that. But that's, I think, where my part ends. I think she hates me because I could not help her when she was young. Because I'm a goddess and I cannot help her. And I think that's the sort of thing that gets ingrained in you when you do it for long enough. I don't think there's anything I could do to make her stop hating me, since she's hated me all of her childhood. I don't know that for sure, but that's what my experience with people tells me. And that's fine. Of course, it's a bit heartbreaking, but as long as she's okay at the end, I don't mind.
I'm
This
honestly
is
not
all I can
sure
do
if
for her.
if you even want other people's opinions on this,
Of course I
or
do.
you're
I just,
you s-
I know it doesn't sound like it because I tend to justify myself a lot, but I am listening to you, and it's going to take me a few days to process what you're saying because that's just not how I work.
that's okay. My only advice to you is ask for things and let the people give you whatever it is you're asking for.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Justifying yourself is puts people off, even if you mean good.
It wasn't really meant to be a justification, but I understand that that's not how everyone's going to interpret it. It's just not how my brain works.
That's something we have in common and something I learned the hard way.
Yeah, I
And
haven't learned that.
meta by hard way, I mean losing over $100,000.
Okay, hold on. What?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can
Nia,
quantify in real life money how much money I lost learning some of these things.
incredible. Yeah, Nia does not have. So Nia's world ended before I got my in real life lessons on how to control your autistic ways to communicate. So she's listen, I suffered a lot in therapy and by fucking up with a lot of friends, but that she did not. She was alone in a house in the apocalypse. And then she was insane. So, like, I don't know what you guys expected from her.
I
Nia's
guess
way to
you might.
communicate was, hello, here's a book with all the facts. You can take your own conclusions. Goodbye.
I guess I was hoping that in years of raising her daughter, something rubbed off, but I was wrong.
Yeah, but Viv hated her.
Something has rubbed off. They're basically the same person.
Yep. Viv has hated her since she was born, and Nia does not know how to handle that, so she just kind of does her usual thing, which is, hello, here's all the facts you want. You can draw your own conclusions. Goodbye.
Well, I'm going to take the piece of paper. You can feel free
Yeah,
to
she's
write
gonna write
down
some stuff in that.
during the week. And I'll just go back to Nilvaris's place and wait for Viv to wake up, and then tell her that uh, family
Aeneas would probably
will
tell you to
will be
to
departing, so that she can stay with us in Elgara and feel safe.
Yep.
Okay. So you get to her room. She'd
Yeah.
wake up the next morning.
I'm assuming you
I
come right
imagine.
after.
I imagine. Yeah, I imagine now she has 2 dads.
She went from 2 moms to 2 dads. She has a collection of 4 now, full set. Well, I guess a dad and a parent, but still.
She wakes up and she looks around. It wasn't a dream.
Sorry.
He looks away from he looks away from his book. It was not.
Are they dead?
They are not dead, but they are gone from the city, and they will not be trying to contact you.
Oh. I see, okay.
You are safe here, as well. You're with us, and as you know, the city has all the protections you may need. If they ever try to return, you'll hear about it way in time while they're stuck in the quarantine.
She nods hesitantly.
And yeah,
Where are they going?
I didn't bother asking. Don't
Both
really
of them?
care.
I believe so, right, James?
Yep.
I believe that's an acceptable outcome.
Yep.
Yep.
She just looks a bit shocked.
What your mother said to you was absolutely unacceptable. There is not a ounce of blame on you for anything.
Maybe, but she was telling her truth. I think that's the worst part.
Her real truth in the end was that she was not ready and not capable.
It's not an excuse.
Yeah,
It's
Sabo's
just
correct.
an explanation.
It's an explanation, but it is no excuse, just as Sabo said.
Okay. She hesitantly spends the day with you both.
feel like this is an appropriate time to wrap up because it is past
Yeah.
one.
Unless I use a session extender.
It's past. No, it's past 1 a.m. Tomorrow is my day 6. I gotta fucking go.
Okay, I mean,
Unless I
yeah,
use a
we
session
need
extender.
we need to let him go, otherwise he's gonna murder someone tomorrow, and it will not be a D&D character.
Bold of you to assume that's a loss.
A correct assumption. I feel like that's a natural breakpoint, so I am
Yep.
going to head
We
out.
had like 5 natural
Good
breakpoints
night,
this
everyone.
session. We just never stopped.
No, it was a
One-
good session, but I gotta
Why
go.
would
Feel
we
free to
want
give
to
up
do
to
a break?
General. Nilvarius, go sleep so that you don't murder anyone.